Expect the unexpected. She's a sweet widow from Nebraska. He's an old metalhead with metal in his head and covered in tattoos. Now that's a twist. What's up, Big Brother fans? Oh my goodness. A level 6 blindside. I did not see that one coming. What about you?
I didn't see it coming, but I'm so glad there's something going on in that house.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks have been dry.
Has been a little dull.
Yep.
I did hear a little bit of chatter about possibly doing the backdoor to Bret, but I didn't think it was really going to come true because last I heard, the whole thing was, okay, Hayleigh, she goes, and then we're going to put up JC and Sam, and either one of those goes, we don't care. And then the other one, whichever one of those didn't go, that's who's going to go next, and that was the plan. And then, boom. Bret got blindsided.
Well, it happened very quickly because, Bret was hanging out with JC, and JC was trying to get rid of the girls. And then I think Bret approached Tyler about getting rid of the girls, and I think that put him in a little bit of a panic. And then when he told Casey about it, they're like, Bret has to go. Mm-hmm. So he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah. I think the nail in the coffin was, you remember how we talked about JC would run up and say, Bret says this, blah, 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 blah. And then Bret would run up and say, JC said this, blah, 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 blah. And they would just blame each other. Well, JC ran up and said, Bret wants this, blah, 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 and thinks that we should do this next. But Bret didn't go up and say, JC said. And that's when Tyler was like, JC told me, but I was waiting for Bret because usually one comes up and says, and then the other one comes up and says the exact same thing, but points the finger at the other one. But JC came up last and said this. Bret never came up and said about it. So, when they heard all the buzz, and I think that was the last thing, it was like, okay, if he would have came up and said something, maybe, but no, he didn't say nothing about it. And it's usually tit for tat, pointing the finger at each other. And so I think that's what finally did it, I think. But did you see JC's face when he took him off the block? I think he was shocked more than anybody. He was just like, had a blank stare. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I think the little king got thrown off his throne because I think he's finally realizing that he's not running the house like he thought he was.
Yeah.
Reality hit him very quickly.
Here's another thing I thought of. I don't know if I'm right or not, but do you think they want to kind of hold off on JC getting to the jury house and running his mouth? The less time he has in there, the less time he has to run his mouth.
That's a really good point. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
Because you know how he is. You know how he likes to stir shit. And he's really good. I mean, he looked at, not that it's hard to confuse Fessy, but he would look at Fessy, and lie to his face and then go run and say all kind of stuff. And the way him and Bret are back and forth, kind of doing the same thing each other, and him running up and down to, so he does run his mouth a lot and tries to manipulate everybody. So I was just wondering if, as smart as Tyler and Angela, and I think KC, but especially Angela and Tyler are, I wonder if they're thinking, the less time he has in that jury house to run his damn mouth, the better. So maybe we should keep him.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's a good strategy.
As long as they don't mess around and drag him and let him win this shit.
Right. Right.
Because if he's up there, he has a really good shot. If they play around and wind up him sitting there for some reason, some chain of events happen, and it's him and somebody else, that ain't going to be good.
Yeah, I had that thought about Sam, that boy, they're treading on kind of fragile line there. Because if Sam by chance won, I don't know if they could, I don't know. She's you can manipulate Sam pretty well, though. Well, probably wouldn't be a big deal.
Speaking about Sam, she's been really in the DR anyway. Been showing the nastier side of Sam. I mean, we
Yeah.
still were talking about stomping mud holes and curb stomping and all that stuff before, but she's like, I'm going to rip all the doors off the hinges.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. These bitches. And she's just going to it, man. What's up with her?
I don't know. That's a little bipolar as far as I'm concerned. She makes me nervous.
Did you hear her kind of apologizing to Angela?
No, I missed it.
Well, last night, let's go through real quick. Chain events were, of course, Hayleigh got voted out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went immediately to an HOH competition, which was the little play the video clip. And then when it stops, A or B, this is going to happen or this is going to happen. And it was pretty close, actually.
Yeah,
except Angela wasn't very good at it. She was kind of bringing up the rear. But Tyler won, but Sam was really, really close. She was there.
Yeah, and that's where I had that thought. I thought, oh, wow, this could change the game if Sam wins this.
Yeah. So Tyler won the HOH, went inside and had just a few minutes to talk with everybody, blah, 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 blah. And that's when he put up JC and Sam. And then right after that, immediately went to the veto competition, which was some kind of put the ball in the chute and roll it down, and you had to move all the little pieces that were down on the board to make it go into the little basket at the end. And I saw they showed Angela do it, and it went down, hit the little curvy thing, and just missed the spot to go down. And I was like, oh, that's close. She's going to have it. And she moved that one piece, went back up, hit the ball, and sure enough, Angela won the veto. So that's when they went in and she told everybody, yep, I'm going to use the veto on JC. And then Bret came in to talk to her and he's like, you staying the same? She said, yep, keeping it the same. Everything's good to go. Yep, up. Looked at him. Yep, that's it. We're going to keep it exactly the same. And then went out and that's when she said, yeah, I'm thinking one step ahead. I'm going to use the power of veto on JC. And then again, JC was like,
yeah,
what? And so she put the thing around his neck. And that's when Tyler said, and I'm thinking 2 steps ahead, Bret, go up there. And then I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, is when that we came back from commercial, is when Sam said, I want to apologize to you, Angela. I really should have trusted you. I should have believed you. I'm sorry I didn't believe you.
I did hear that.
So I think they had a little conversation where Angela was saying about, you don't have to worry and everything, because I think I heard too, Sam spouting off to Tyler about she gets to run around here and do whatever she wants to, and she thinks she's the queen that runs this house, and man, nothing ever happens to her, and I'm getting tired of it. And then right after that, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, Angela. I should have trusted you. So yeah, Sam's getting a little, we always knew she was wacky, but yeah.
I know.
So I guess once Sam was up there setting and JC came down and Bret went up, it all clicked like, oh, Bret's going home and I am safe. I'm sorry I was yelling at you. So it was an interesting evening, I thought. And then, of course, Bret did get voted out. And Julie even asked him, are you going to be a bitter juror? And he said, no, I appreciate the gameplay. So he said, I was disappointed. I wanted to stay, but you have to appreciate the gameplay. And you do.
Yeah, I like that. I have more respect for him because of that interview. And remember Scotty, I had less respect for him after his interview.
He was a total ass.
It makes such a big difference if they are just a good sport.
Yeah. From Scotty, from his speech until his exit, and he was just a total ass. And
yeah,
Bret, even his little speech, his little things about, hey,
yeah,
it's a game. I get it. We're all friends. This is a game. You got to play the game, and you took the shot, and I understand. But hey, I want to stay. But yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I agree with you. He did. He handled it really well. And yeah, you're in there. And you want to win. You want to win a lot of money. Even coming in second, it's a pretty decent chunk of change. But it's a game. And some people realize we're in here to play a game.
Yep.
And other people are in there saying, oh, you hate me. And it's all, no, it's not a personal thing. It's a damn game. So then the next thing, I guess, is they are just going to run through it and get people out of the house quick.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked. Julie was like, hey, Wednesday, somebody's going. Thursday, somebody else is going. And we're going to be, I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, really quick.
Because I've been trying to figure out when is this defined? Oh, how many people? How does this work? I was like it's too confusing. I don't know how they're doing this, but now I guess I know.
I think it's probably a smart way to do it from production's point of view, because you know how it gets if they do this one at a time and you have that trickle, and then, man, that last 2 weeks where there's only a few people in the house, it is just so boring. It's awful. It's like, it's painful.
So let's talk about a little bit about the getting rid of Bret move. What do we think? What does that do to the house now? I mean, is this setting up for a Tyler KC finale? Is this setting up for a maybe Casey Angela finale? Maybe a Tyler? What do you think this? You think maybe JC's going to weasel his way? What do you think this is going to do with Bret out of the way now?
I can see Tyler and Casey. I think it's going to be hard to not take Angela, but I think that Tyler, the way he's been playing, he's been able to separate that up until now. So I think he'll continue. But it would be smarter for him to take Angela.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he's pretty deep and very loyal person.
I think that with this jury, I think if Tyler is in the position to take KC,
mm-hmm.
I think he just gave himself second place.
Yep.
If he's in the position and he takes Angela, I think he just put himself in first place. And if it's KC, I think if she's the one who's making the call, it doesn't matter if she takes Tyler or Angela. I think she is the winner.
But she'll take Tyler.
Yeah, I think she will.
She is loyal to a fault, to a huge fault.
And then it makes me wonder if a Sam or a JC were to get up in there in the final three, one of the two, I wonder what they would do.
Well, I'll tell you what would make me really angry is if it is, let's say, Tyler and either JC or Sam. Let's say it's one of the three and then one of the two that are just middle of the road people.
Right.
It's really going to anger me if that bitter jury would vote somebody simply because they're angry.
Yeah.
Because, I love Sam. I want her to have a craft show so bad on HGTV, but she is not good on Big Brother. She does not deserve to win. And I'm really going to be mad if they decide to give it to somebody like that, simply out of spite.
I agree.
I'm really be mad.
I agree 100%. Although little JC has been manipulative, easy for me to say, manipulative, and trying to kind of worm around and play the game, but hasn't won a damn thing, really hasn't made any really big impact. I agree. If he would get the win just because somebody doesn't like Angela or doesn't like Tyler, that would be just, that would be horrible. And Sam, same. She won that one HOH way back then. Hasn't won anything since. And all she is the housemaid. And she really hasn't played. She has played zero game.
Yeah, even when she had HOH, it was awful. That week was terrible.
Yeah.
Handle it well. She didn't play even. She just enjoyed the luxury.
She made two girls cry.
Yeah, she did, didn't she?
Yep. Crazy Caitlin and Hayleigh, she called them both out for being the little bed hoppers that they are. But other than that, that was probably the best thing she's did all season. Other than keeping the house clean, because even when all the veterans came in for the big proposal, word was everybody was walking around going, wow, we can't believe how clean this house is. Because every other season it's a disaster area.
Yeah. It does get filthy.
And everybody was like, that's Sam. Oh, man.
So let's talk about Showmance just for a minute, because, I love that part. Just indulge me a little bit here, BlindViews.
All right, if I must.
So Angela had something very important to tell Tyler. And there was like, we were waiting to hear it. And she said it first. She told him she loved him. She's falling in love with him. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. And then he said it back. So I'm happy.
Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Wow.
It was sweet. It was just sweet.
That's crazy.
It is a little crazy. I don't think that I could do that, even if I felt it with all of my being. I don't think I could ever do that. That personal love thing on camera. Yeah.
They waited this long. They could have waited another
week. But I'm so glad she did.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I can gush a little bit, but these showmances, they just to me, whenever they started all this mess, and that was just part of the gameplay, and it was part of the strategy to go in there and hook up with somebody right away, whether it was real or not. Of course, that's where showmance. It's not a real romance. It's a showmance just for show. I don't know. It just turned me off so much. It was like, oh my God. First of all, this is a game, unless it's like that season where everybody was coupled up and it was just couples. I get it. But when you go in there and it's every man for themselves, and now all of a sudden, now we got these two. So every time you think, you have to think that right away, it's not this guy votes and this. No, that's two votes right away. And nobody seems to go, that's two votes. We got to split these people up. And they don't split them up and get one or the other out. No. They keep them together, and then they wind up running through the house for so long, and it just sucking face and snuggling and blech. That's not why I watch this show. I'll go watch The Bachelor if I want to watch that shit. Ugh, what the showmances.
Okay, I'll give you that. BlindViews. But come on now, Tyler and Angela aren't like, they're not.
No,
it's just a little hand holding. I mean, at least they've kept it to that. I don't like all that stuff either, where I don't like that either. But this is just sweet, and it's secret.
Yeah, so, I mean, this one is different. I will give you that. It's not because they're both still playing the game. They're there for the game, and they're playing the game. But especially now past, since they're showing all this stuff, and everybody's coming in, and you got the Cody and whatever the hell her name was from last season, and those two were like, boom, together, and we're in love, and he's like, grumpy old ass Marine, whatever, stick up his ass, always grumpy and pissy, and those two always clinging to each other, and it was all about them and them and them. And then I remember Brenchel with, come between me and my man. I'm like, I just want to choke her, and he's a big dork, and I'm just like, I can't with this. And now I'm reminded of Nicole that was in there because she just got proposed to, but it wasn't even with the guy that she was with in the house with the showman. I'm like, I can't with these people. Just go in and play Big Brother, man. Please go on The Bachelor if you want to do that shit. Please, couples therapy, something. Not on Big Brother. Ugh.
Oh.
It's not how do you enough I have to watch the one that's going on now. Now you have to drag all the other ones and walk them through in front of me. I don't want to see it.
And that's my BlindViews. You are the best at ranting that anybody I know. How do you feel now?
I just can't with these people. I want to watch people backstab, lie, cheat, steal, not roll around, sucking face, and cuddling in a bed all day long.
Okay. Well, that's the beauty of us, isn't it? We are totally opposite. You guys are getting a whole rainbow of viewpoints.
That's right. They don't call us the odd couple for nothing.
That's right. That's what makes us us.
That's right. So if you want to see more of us, stay tuned. Come back. We'll be here till the bitter end of this thing we call Big Brother. And they're going to run through it real quick. And we're going to be here telling you our opinions the whole damn step of the way.
That's right. Whether you like it or not.
That's right. So how about leaving us a comment? Who do you want to see win still? Still the same? Change your mind? Do you think the Bret thing was a good move? Dumb move? Let us know in the comments below.
And how do you feel about showmances?
Yeah, no, just kidding. Showmances, yay or nay? I vote nay. Thanks for putting up with our silly asses. For now, this is
Totally Kathy and
BlindViews, and that's the way we see it.
What we do here is go back.